Hello, and thanks for joining me. This is Bill Steffen. We are at the end of May already. It looks like this month is going to be a little bit cooler than average here in West Michigan, but all in all, I think we've had a nice month. We've gotten through the frost season without any real significant damage to some of the crops out there, and we're headed toward a good summer. Let's take a look right now at some interesting information. First of all, high temperatures on Friday. We've been highlighting all of this week the difference in temperature between the lakeshore and in inland areas, and it's been really pronounced at times this week. Kalamazoo, a high temperature of 73 degrees, saw a little bit of sunshine in the morning there. Grand Rapids at 72, winds are out of the west-northwest coming in off Lake Michigan, and look at the difference. The Highland Beach, a high temperature of 56 degrees. And at the Muskegon Pier, 55 degrees. So would that be 17 degrees difference between Grand Rapids and the pier at Muskegon? Water temperature at the Holland Channel today was 56, and with the wind coming in off the lake, the high temperature there was 56. Nice picture from the Muskegon Channel here. We got two of them. This is one of the boat going out, and then the next one a little fuzzier here, but you can get a good view of this long ship that is coming through the channel and heading on out on its way here. During the day today, this Saturday, northwest winds at 10 to 20 knots. The lake gets a little choppy. I think we'll get up around 2 to 3 feet here during the midday and afternoon. So if you got a small craft, you might want to stay in one of the connecting lakes, Muskegon Lake, Pentwater Lake, or maybe Lake Macatawa, Bear Lake. There are many of them out there, and other than that, should be a good day for sailing out on the lake, and a little bit of a breeze there for you. Okay, here's what's ahead for us. Sunny weekend coming up, Saturday and Sunday. Now, just a touch of wildfire smoke in the air here, but that should clear out a little bit here, and I think we'll see a good amount of sunshine. Keep the sunblock handy, everybody. The sun's real high in the sky this time of year. Dry Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. How about that? And while we'll be in the mid to upper 60s here this afternoon, just a touch on the cool side for this time of year. We'll bounce back to the low to mid 80s here for Monday afternoon, probably low 80s Monday afternoon, and mid 80s on Tuesday. And all of those days, it will be a bit cooler if you're going to be over by Lake Michigan. Time to thank our sponsors. I'll be back right after this.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, thank you, Ace. And here's a look at the long days of late May. The sunrise time now at 6:06. It only goes to 6:03, and then it stops and starts going back the other way. Our sunset time at 9:14, that goes to 9:25 before it reverses here at the end of June and starts heading back the other way. Solar noon, when the sun is highest in the sky, that is at 1:40 in the afternoon. The reason it's not at 12 o'clock is because, number one, we moved the clock ahead an hour for daylight saving time. And also, we live at the west edge of a time zone, and so that's the reason for that. But that period between noon and about 3 in the afternoon, you want to put some sunblock on the kids maybe, and maybe stay out of the sun if you're prone to getting a sunburn. May running about 1.9 degrees cooler than average, and that's a picture of sunrise in Holland. That was back on May the 25th. Sun poking around the old bank building there. All right, let's take a look then at rainfall. And boy, I see two things right here that shout out at me. Number one is where the heaviest rain is going to be in that yellow color. And that's from West Virginia up through parts of the New York City area and up into New England. So the cities are going to be seeing some rain here over the next several days. And look at the rain in Arizona. There's a tropical storm which will fade into a depression, but some of that moisture is going to be coming up into the desert Southwest. It's going to rain in Phoenix. In fact, our computer gives Phoenix about 1/3 of an inch of rain and about 1/2 an inch to the Tucson area there. So most interesting. And we'll be watching what's going on out there. Despite the rain and the clouds out there, it could still reach 90 degrees in Phoenix, but that would still be about 10 degrees cooler than average for this time of year. And it's going to rain in Florida, where they always kind of appreciate the rain at this time of year, cools them off a little bit here. All right, here's the severe threat. Central Oklahoma is where the storm chasers are going to be today. It's a slight risk. That's the level 2 risk. And you see there's just a smidgen of southern Kansas and northern Texas included in that. That's surrounded by a marginal outlook in the dark green, and there's a marginal outlook for the mid-Atlantic states. If you're in Virginia, there could be some heavy thunderstorms there, North Carolina up into southern New Jersey. And also the southern half of the Florida Peninsula could be seeing some heavier thunderstorms. You can see where there could be an isolated non-severe thunder shower right where the frontal system stalls out from Minnesota down toward Kentucky. Okay, and then the severe weather outlook area for Sunday. There's two areas where there's just a level 1 risk. One is in southeast Texas, and the other one is in kind of a strange area. You don't see too many heavy thunderstorms up there in Yellowstone National Park. So I got to send a note to Yogi Bear and tell him to be careful. There could be some lightning around there as he and Boo Boo start looking for picnic baskets there. All right, let's go on then and take a look at the forecast here for today. We'll call it mostly sunny because there'll still be a little haze to the air a little bit here because of the smoke from the wildfires up in Canada. That's east and north of Lake Winnipeg where those fires are going on. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s here this afternoon. It will be about 10 degrees cooler near Lake Michigan. Clear skies expected for Saturday night, and that sunshine should hold here into Sunday and Monday. Humidity levels drop down to 40% here during the afternoon hours. Winds a little bit brisk in the afternoon, northwest at around 10 to 18 miles an hour. Taking a look at some high temperatures here. We got 4 days to share with you here. We'll start with this Saturday, May 31st. Mid-60s in most inland areas this afternoon. And then if you're going to be by the lake, about mid-50s there, South Haven at 55, Benton Harbor at 56 for a high temperature. Up in the UP, about the same, right along the Lake Superior shoreline. Temperatures may hold in the low to mid-50s, but elsewhere, readings should be back up into the mid-60s there. So temperatures statewide pretty similar. That depends on where you are, close to a lake or farther away from a Great Lake. We'll show you Sunday, and for Sunday, the warmer air is starting to come back into the UP. You can see that orange color there where readings are going to be climbing up into the 70s. In our area, low 70s here during the afternoon on Sunday. The wind may be a touch lighter. Again, it will be cooler near the lake, so we're 70 in Grand Rapids. It may only be 57 in South Haven or at the beach there at Holland or Muskegon. And then we look ahead to Monday, and on Monday, the warmer air starts to move in. We're in the low 80s in inland areas. That'll be the 4th day that we'll reach 80 here in Grand Rapids. And a good 10 degrees cooler near Lake Michigan, the computer giving Holland and South Haven high temperatures in the low 70s here during the afternoon. And up in the UP, look at the warm temperatures here Monday afternoon. Wow, 88 degrees up around Iron Mountain, Iron River area there. And the warmest day for us is going to be Tuesday. That's the warmest day of the week. And Tuesday's high temperatures look like this. We'll be seeing temperatures here getting up into the mid 80s during the afternoon. We got 86 for Grand Rapids, 84 for the Big Rapids area, 82 Traverse City, 85 for Kalamazoo, and 89 for Chicago. So there'll be some warm air across the area, but you can see how much cooler it is over the water. Central Lake Michigan, temperatures only around 60 degrees or so during the afternoon. UP is warm. Look at Marquette up there at 81 degrees with a southwest wind that will not be coming across the lake. So that's interesting. Okay, high temperatures over the next 5 days look like this: 67 for Saturday, 71 for Sunday, 81 Monday, 86 on Tuesday. Now, the chance of a thunder shower Tuesday is not zero. It is very small, and it would be very late in the day. So I would not deter any plans for Tuesday. Wednesday's the day we'll have to watch out for. There will be showers and thunderstorms. There could be a heavier thunderstorm somewhere Wednesday during the day. It will likely be a round of scattered showers and thunder showers again here during the day on Thursday. So if you want to plan some dry weather activity, plan for the weekend or Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, keep in mind that there could be some scattered showers and thunder showers. Nothing terribly cold. The lowest temperature there, 42 for Sunday. And Sunday morning, it'll probably be mid to upper 30s in the really cold spots, Leota, Baldwin, some of those sandy valleys up toward Big Rapids will probably make it down in the 30s. Long range outlook continues to forecast cooler than average temperatures in the plain states, where there'll be some showers and storms. Warm in the east and warm in the western United States. We'll be fairly close to average here, maybe just a touch warmer than that. For that week, the average high temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s, so the averages continue to warm. And in terms of rainfall, we'll be seeing rainfall here above average in most areas east of the Rockies. Dry weather expected in the Pacific Northwest. And again, it'd be kind of, rain is kind of convective here during the summer season. So even in an above normal area, there will be areas that get cooler or get drier than average weather. But all in all, really a pretty nice pattern here as we move into the month of June. So that's a look at our weather. Michelle is working at the airport tonight. Oh, one more thing to pass along. First tropical storm of the season in the Western Hemisphere, Alvin. Remember the chipmunks, Theodore, Simon, and Alvin, Christmas time? But anyhow, Alvin is going to be heading north. It goes from an S to a D, from a tropical storm, to just a depression. It moves up toward the Gulf of California, and while it won't cause many problems anywhere really, what it will bring is some beneficial moisture up into the desert Southwest, and it will cause some scattered showers to develop up toward Arizona and parts of New Mexico. So that's the story on Alvin. No tropical activity in the Atlantic through at least the first week of June. So we'll see what happens in the second week. It's not impossible something could develop then, but we'll see. Again, those random showers in the Sonoran Desert, kind of an unusual situation. We usually get some nice rainbow pictures out there. May 31, 1886. By the way, Michelle is working at the airport tonight, 11-hour shift she's got. She'll be steering the planes around there. But Grand Rapids Veterans Cemetery was dedicated by 1986. That's 100 years later. Over 4,000 veterans and their families were buried there. The Grand Rapids Veterans Home opened in 1885. A new home opened in 2021. It's really a nice building. If you have never been up there, take a look at that. And that is the walking path in the picture there. That is from Riverside Park in Grand Rapids. So we salute all the veterans out there. We just had Memorial Day. Let's take a look right now at some other interesting information for you. I have a quiz here, it looks like, from Michelle. This American poet was born May 31, 1819. His famous works include "O Captain, My Captain," and that was a reference to Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated. A song of the open road, and "A Noiseless, Patient Spider." Most spiders are noiseless. I haven't met a whole lot of really noisy spiders. He shares a first name with another creative American who was known for animation and theme parks. That's an interesting hint, too, because that would be Walt Disney. And the poet we're thinking of here is Walt Whitman. I remember reading "O Captain, My Captain" and several other of his poems when I was in high school. So let's go to the next slide, and we will confirm that my guess was right, and it was Walt Whitman who had the beard going there. All right, let's see what's next coming up here. National Utah Day. Utah is named after the Ute tribe of Native Americans. There's a fascinating, if you ever want to see a kind of a heartwarming piece, you ever watch Antiques Roadshow on PBS? There was a Ute blanket that somebody had kind of thrown on a chair, or just stuffed away somewhere. And he brought that to the Antiques Roadshow and found out it was worth over $300,000. It's really neat. If you ever want to watch the YouTube of that, it's really fun to watch. It's not the day Utah became a state. It's just a chosen day because of the National Day calendar, people, as Utah's Day. And that's interesting. Utah's a very interesting state. Let's go on to the next slide here. And I think we got another slide. Yes, we do have another one of Utah Day. More Utahns attend religious services regularly than any other state. Of course, it's a heavily Mormon state. The only state to have a drunk driving limit lower than 0.08. And I think that's interesting. All right, next slide. And a question for me. Bill, you've been to Utah. What were you doing there? Well, let's see. I'm trying to think. I have been to Utah I think 3 times, maybe 4. Let's go through them. I did the holiday vacations tour to the national parks last summer, and we got down into Utah and had a great time. We came across the border coming down from Yellowstone and the Tetons, and I'm surprised at how scenic that road is coming on down into northern Utah. We came across Bear Lake there. I on another trip went to a conference at the ski lodges at Snowbird and Alta, Utah, and there were still some piles of snow out there in late June when we were out there. We had a nice little hailstorm, which was interesting, and we did get to fly over the Great Salt Lake, so I got to see that. And then I did one other time. We went to Utah with Lee Vanamede, the late Lee Vanamede, and he and I went rafting down the Colorado River, which was a whole lot of fun. I had to make sure I didn't lose anything like my glasses or anything like that. We had a great guide by the name of Jose, and we just had a fun time on that trip. We flew into, I think, Grand Junction, Colorado, and then went west to get to the river. I don't think we flew out of Salt Lake that trip, but yeah, I've been to Utah here at least 3 times. And would like to go back. It's a really nice state. Okay, what else we got here? If anything, a quiz. This U.S. football player was born on May 31, 1943. All right, let me stop for a second. So that would be 57 plus 25. He'd be 82, right? Yeah, let's see if I can work this out here. He played for the University of Alabama, the New York Jets, so I think I know who it is already, and the L.A. Rams. He won Super Bowl III. Excuse me, a cloud in my throat here. And let's see, he won Super Bowl III with the Jets in 1969. That was the year I graduated from high school. He guest starred on the Dean Martin Show and The Simpsons. Was The Simpsons going on back there? Have they been around that long? Wow. Plus other TV. By the way, people have asked me who I'd want to have play me in Hollywood if they made a movie about me, and I've always said Ned Flanders was the guy. You put he's got the stash going, and he's got the green sweater and everything else like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Today he's a spokesperson for Medicare Coverage Helpline Insurance Agency, and I know this to be Joe Namath. And let's go to the next slide, and we'll confirm, yes, indeed, and that is a young picture of Joe Namath. But very good quarterback, and he will be in the annals of Super Bowl history forever. All right, let's go on to the next one, which I believe is from Alex here. May 31 in history. Now, this is really neat. I had almost forgotten about this. The 1985 tornado outbreak across not Oklahoma and Texas, but across Ohio, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and Ontario. There were approximately 90 fatalities. And I went and actually looked at some of the damage from that, I think it was the next year. And I saw where a pickup truck had flown through the air almost a quarter of a block. So there was an amazing, one of them I think was F5, one of the ones that started in Ohio and went into Pennsylvania. And it was on the ground. It was a long track. It was on the ground for 60, 70 miles, something like that. Really, really damaging tornado. And then another tragic tornado, the one in 2013 on May 31st It was an EF3 tornado, 2.3 miles wide. That's the big thing, a record width. We haven't had a tornado that was that wide, so it just swallowed up everything in its path. There were 8 fatalities. And keep in mind, they take every precaution against tornadoes they possibly can in Oklahoma like that. But 4 of the 8, or half of the people that were fatalities, were involved in storm chasing. And, I tell people, I said, maybe it's fun to chase tornadoes and stuff like that. I've only done it twice, and I was very cautious in doing it. One time the storms were moving far away from us, and there really weren't any tornadoes. And the other time, there wasn't even a cloud in the sky for 4 days. We had gone down to Oklahoma to try and catch a tornado on tape. So that was a tragedy, again, occurring on this date in 2013. Birthdays: Clint Eastwood, 1930. So 30 and 70, that would be 70 years plus 20. He'd be 95 years old. And I believe he's still going strong and making movies. He's really an amazing guy. Done so many movies. He's a very good director, but he's very big on having your part and be ready to go. He doesn't tolerate people that don't learn their lines on time and stuff like that. All right, is there anything else here? We have one more picture, and this is a beautiful picture from John Doherty up in Benzie County. As you can see, we've got some cirrocumulus clouds there, it looks like. It looks like there's a little bit of wave action going on there. The sun is behind the clouds, and of course, where the sun does not illuminate the bottom of the clouds there, it's that darker gray color. Where the sun is shining through the clouds, you're getting the brighter white clouds there, and you got some blue sky to deal with too. So thanks to John for all the pictures he sends to us here. Remember, you can send pictures to us as well, and let us know if we can use them in the show here. We can certainly do that. I want to remind you again, our YouTube channel is Bill Steffen 616. You can go there and take a look at my videos. If you miss one, we've done one every day here since January, and you can take a look at some of the fun stuff that Michelle and Alex have come up with here. And I'll end by wishing you a wonderful weekend here and a great start to the coming week here. We've got 4 dry days in a row. If you're cutting hay already, it's probably not ready yet, but if you're in the process of cutting hay, they usually like to have 3 dry days in a row. You got them here for Sunday, Monday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You got 4 dry days there, so keep that in mind. Have a good one. Once again, this is Bill Steffen.